electrostatics, the branch of physics which deals with the study of electric forces, electric fields, potentials due to charge at rest. That means when charge is at rest, we are going to discuss the forces due to that charge, the electric field due to that charge, the potential due to that charge. And now, first of all, we have to discuss what is charge. For that, we have to look into our history. It was started with a phenomenon done by Thales, a Greek philosopher, and it was about 600 BC, before Christ, 600 years before Christ. What is the phenomenon? Phenomena is that that is Thales, rubbed ember by fire, or you may silk, and then he observed that the ember attracts very light materials such that a piece of paper or piece of cotton, etc., is attracted by the ember. From that, he inferred, or he showed that there is some property in the ember when it is rubbed by the fire. But after a long time, 1600 AD, after Christ, Benjamin Franklin showed that many materials have the same property. That means many materials attract some very light particles. That means very light particle means very light. That means piece of cotton or piece of paper when it was rubbed. And this ember is known as, or is termed, or is known as, its Greek name is electron. Electron. It is electron or electron. Electron or electron. From which we get the word electric charge or electricity. When some material is rubbed by some another material, then both the materials get a property of attraction, or to attract the light materials like piece of paper, very small piece of paper or very small piece of cotton. This property is called, or this incidence or this property is called electrification, or rather since this electric charge cannot move, so this is called static electric. From here you can say that there are two types of materials. In some material electric charge can move, or in some material electric charge cannot move. Electric charge remains static in that material. First type of material in which electric charge can move easily, the materials are called conductor, and the materials in which electric charge cannot move, remain static, is called insulator. What is this electric charge? Intrinsic property of material that makes it possible for them to exert electrical force, or you can say the electric charge is the primary physical quantity due to which electrical and other related effects are produced. And by different experiments, very small experiments, let us say one end of rubber rod rubbed with fire, be suspended. This is a rubber rod. Rubbed by fire. And another rubber rod rubbed with fire. If we suspend it from two thread, then what is the observation? What will be the observation? Observation will be, we see that these two rubber rod repels each other. From here, you can say that since both the rubber rod is rubbed by fire, then the property gained by both the rubber rod will be same. That means if these are positively charged, these are positively charged, then what happens? If this is charged by positive, then this rod will also charged by the positive. Then these two are repels. From here you can say that like charges repels. And again by another experiment you can say that unlike charges attracts. Or you can say there are two types of charges. One is called positive charge and other is called negative charge. Positive and the other is negative. This is the convention. One charge is called positive charge and second one is called negative charge. Now from the experiment, what we know that there are two types of charges. One is named positive charge and the other is named negative charge. And materials, we know from the structure, atomic structure, we know that every material consists of molecules and atoms. And atoms consist of the three primary particles. We know that proton, neutron and electrons. In the nucleus there are two types of particles, elementary particle. One is called proton and other is called neutron. And keeping at the center nucleus, different or in different orbit electrons revolves around. As a whole, every material is neutral. Every material has neutral. And we know that proton has the charge 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19 coulomb. 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19 coulomb. Coulomb is the unit of charge. Later time we define what is 1 coulomb. And electron has also the charge 10 to the power 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19 coulomb, but proton has the charge positive and electron has the negative. So we know in each atom there is two parts. One is called nucleus and other is called orbits of electrons. Here protons and electrons, and keeping at the center in different orbit electrons revolving. Now number of protons here will be equal to the number of electrons in the different orbit. So the net charge is 0. Net charge in an atom is 0. So the materials are neutral. But when a material is rubbed by another material, that means some energy is given to the materials, and that energy absorbed by electron can emit from the atom. It depends upon the electronegativity and electropositivity of the material. Which material loses electron and which material gains electron. Some material has the property to gain electron, to receive electron, and some materials have the property to lose electron. Now, say this is rubber rod and rubbed by fire. Now, when this rubber rod is rubbed by fire, that means some energy is given to the materials, and from here some electrons emits. That means from the atoms of the rubber, some electrons emit, loses electron, and this electron goes to the fire. Now there is an excess number of electrons in the fire. So the fire is negatively charged and there is a less number of electrons in the rubber. So rubber gets positively charged. That's why the two materials gets electrified. One is electrified or charge, one gets the electric charge negative and other material gets the charge positive. But during rubbing, one material loses electron and other material gains electron. Clear? Loses electron means there is an extra proton in that material, and gains electron, the particle which gains electron means the material has some extra electrons. Extra electrons means there is some negative charge, and extra loses electron, that means there is extra proton, that means that particle has the positive charge. This way the two materials gets electrified. One is positively electrified, another is negative. This is the electronic explanation of the electrification. The number of electron loses by rubber will be equal to the number of electron gained by the rubber. Clear? That's why the amount of positive charge of rubber will be equal to amount of negative charge of gold leaf electroscope. What is gold leaf electroscope? Gold leaf electroscope is the device used to detect the presence and nature of electric charge on a body, and this device is called electroscope. It is very sensitive and commonly used type of electroscope is called gold leaf electroscope. That means gold leaf electroscope is very sensitive and widely used. Now what is that? This is a very simple device. There is one glass bell jar. This is glass bell jar with a base. This is the base and this is the neck. In the neck there is a rod, metallic rod. It may be aluminium, maybe copper, but of course it is of metal. And in this end, two gold foil is connected. That is called gold leaf. One is this, other is this, like this. This type of gold foil. This is connected like this. This is the rod. This is the rod, and this is the gold foils. And these gold foils can move like this. Clear? Now, in this side of the rod, there is a plate. Of course, metallic plate. And this is closed by cork. And here there is two tin plate and there is calcium chloride in a pot here, and this is connected to the ground. So by this you can detect a material, whether it is charged or uncharged. Let us say this is a material. These two gold coil in general is this in touching position. Now if this is a charged body, now this charged body just touch this plate, then what happens? Some charges from here, since this is metallic, is conducting, the charge from here goes to the gold coil, and both the gold coils charged with the same charge. If this is positively charged, then two gold coils are charged with positive charge. Now what happens? Now these two gold coils repels each other, and this is the position. That will be the position, right? If there is no charge, then no repulsion takes place. Clear? Now, by this we know about the body is charging or uncharged, whether it is charged or whether it is not charged. When a charged body is touched with an already charged electroscope, then what happens? When the charge of the charged body has the same sign of the charge of the electroscope, the two lead diverges. Now if the charge of the charged is opposite sign of the charge of the electroscope, then what happens? Then the gold lead converges. They will come close to each other. Next we are going to discuss charging by induction. First we have discussed charging by rubbing or by friction. Second we have discussed charging by contact. And third we are going to discuss charging a body with or by induction. The process of charging a neutral body by bringing a charged body near the uncharged body without touching or without making contact between the two is known as charge by induction. Or you can say the process by which a charged body makes a conductor charged without physical contact is known as charging by induction. The process by which a charged body makes a conductor charged without physical contact is known as charging by induction. The charges on the body which gives rise the charge by induction is called the inducing charge, and the charge appearing on the bodies by the process of induction are known as induced charge. Let us define or discuss elaborate. First of all, this is a conducting material. Now, in conducting material, is it charged or uncharged? It is uncharged. Every body is uncharged. That means total charge is 0. Total charge is 0. Clear? That means it has equal number of electrons and equal number of protons. So, the total charge is 0. Now, if we bring a positively charged body, this is positively charged body. We bring a positively charged body near to a uncharged conductor or neutral conductor. Then what happens? Neutral conductor possesses free electrons. Free electrons are those electrons which can move through the material. Now what happens? Due to this positive charge, those free electrons get attracted come to this end. Come to this end. That means there is an accumulation of electrons in this side. When these electrons are here, this side was neutral, but these from this side, free electrons travels to this or is accumulated here. There will be less number of electrons. So this side there will be positive charge. That means in this side there is an accumulation of negative charge. In this side there is an accumulation of positive charge. But total charge will be what? Total charge will be 0. Due to presence of this positive charge, this body gets charged. This side negative charge, this side positive charge. Now, we move away this positive charge body, then what happens? Then these electrons will get redistributed and what happens? Then total charge will be 0. There is no accumulation of electrons, no accumulation of positive charge. This negative charge is attracted by the positive charge, but this positive charge is repelled by the inducing positive charge. But it cannot go away because it is inside the material. Now, if this is connected to the earth, then what happens? Then this positive charge disappears. This positive charge disappears. That means from earth, electrons comes to this material and neutralizes this positive charges. Now, if we disappear this positive charge, then what happens? This is also this. Let us take some steps. This. Here is the inducing positive charge. Now connected to the ground. What happens? After that, what happens? This is negative charge and this positive charge. Is there the positive charge? No. This positive charge will be neutralized by the electrons which is coming from the earth. Now this is negatively charged. Now this disappear. You put away. Now this negative charge will be distributed over the electron, this material, and this material now is charged by negative charge. This is how one material can be charged by negative charge. Similarly, you can charge a body by positive charge. By what? How can it possible? Now, if we bring a negatively charged body near a neutral body, then this body will be charged by positive charge. This negative charge has negative charge, that means electrons will be get repelled and it try to go away. There is an accumulation of negative charge here. There will be positive charge, accumulation of positive charge here. Now if we connect to the earth, then what happens? These electrons goes to the earth, and after that, what? Negative charge goes away. There will be extra positive charge, and this body will be charged by positive charge. This is how a conductor or a body can be charged or charging by induction without contact of a charged body. Induced charge on a body are of opposite charge of the inducing charges. A non-conducting body can also be charged by induction when it is subjected to suitable conditions, and certain insulators, that is dielectrics, also show behavior similar to induction known as polarization, which will be discussed later on. Basic properties of electric charge. What is the basic properties? Now charges are of two types. One is called positive, other is called negative. Like charges repel each other, unlike charges attracts each other. one charge is called positive charge and another charge is called negative charge. Now electric charge is additive. Electric charge is additive. That means total charge on an extended body is the algebraic sum of the charges in different regions of the body. Total charge of a body will be the sum, algebraic sum of the charges in different regions of the body. This is called additive nature of the charge. Now second thing, conservation of charge, which is very important, which is total charge. Total charge means the sum of positive and negative charges. Total charge of an isolated system remains constant. Now what is isolated system? Isolated system we have defined in thermodynamics what is isolated system. But yeah, isolated system means charges cannot go outside or no charge can come inside the system. But say here is 5 positive charge and say 11 negative charge. 11 negative charge electrons. Yeah, 11 negative charge. But there is some process. Let us say some process takes place and after that you get minus 6 negative charge. There is no positive charge. Is it possible or not? It is possible because total charge before the process is plus 5 minus 11, that means minus 6, and after the process it is also minus 6. Quantization of charge. It is also very important. Quantization of charge. What is this quantization of charge? Now, till now we have discussed about the point charge, but in maximum cases, what happens? A body is charged. That means, is there any point? No, there is no point. Total body is charged. Total body is charged uniformly. There is no point charge. But according to quantization of charge, the total charge of a body or of a system will be equal to integral multiple of the electronic charge. Integral multiple of electronic charge. This is called quantization of charge. The total charge of a body will be equal to the integral multiple of electronic charge. That means, if this body has the charge Q, whether it is positive or negative, then this Q will be equal to plus minus Ne. E is the electronic charge and N will be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Integral number. From here we can say that the fractional part of electronic charge is not possible. That means minimum amount of charge is electronic charge, which is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. You cannot have a body with total charge 5 by 3. This is not possible. Quantization has great significance at microscopic level, but at macroscopic level it can be ignored. Why? Because this is the charge which is very small. Very small charge, 10 to the minus 19 coulomb. That means if a body is charged by 1 coulomb, that means, what does this mean? This means here is an extra number of electron. The number electron is extra number of electron 1 coulomb divided by 1.6 into 10 to the minus 19, which means 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power 19. That nearly equal to 10 by 1.6 into 10 to the power 18. That means nearly equal to 6 into 10 to the power 18 number of electrons. huge. Number of extra electron is huge. Extra electron is huge. That is 10 to the power 18 number of electrons. Now if here 10 to the power 18 number of electrons here, 10 to the power 18, it is not a small number. It is huge number. You cannot discrete these electrons or these charges. You cannot discrete this. This will be treated as continuous charge. Now, electric charge is a basic property of material. If a material contains electric charge, then it has some properties which due to which some other particle may be attracted or repelled. That means they are creates a force. Mass is also a basic property or primary property of a material, due to which there is a gravitational pull or gravitational force. But there is one very difference, that is mass is 1, it will be always positive, but electric charge may be positive or negative. One thing. Second thing is, mass without charge is possible, but charge without mass is not possible. Charge without mass is not possible. Clear? Charge is conserved, but mass of a body is not considered to be quantized. Charge is quantized, but mass is not considered to be quantized. Charge is always conserved, mass is conserved, but today or in the present time we cannot say mass is conserved, because mass can be converted into energy, or energy can be converted into mass. That's why we say that mass and energy are not separate thing. It is the two sides of a coin. Force between masses is always attractive, but force between the charges may be attractive or may be repulsive. The SI unit of mass is kg, which is fundamental physical quantity, but SI unit of charge is coulomb, which is not a fundamental quantity. Transfer of charge brings change in mass. Transfer of charge brings change in mass, but transfer of mass may not bring change in charge, which I have already discussed.